The year is 1872. The world is a place of burgeoning industry, of empires flexing their might, and of vast oceans crisscrossed by sailing ships, carrying goods and people to the far corners of the globe. It is a time of exploration, of discovery, and of the enduring allure of the sea. But it is also a time of mystery, of secrets hidden beneath the waves, and of stories that chill the blood and defy explanation. One such story, a tale whispered in hushed tones in sailors' taverns from Liverpool to Lisbon, is that of the Mary Celeste, a ship that became a ghost, its crew vanished, leaving behind only an enduring enigma. The Mary Celeste, a brigantine of respectable size, 282 tons burden, was no stranger to the sea. She had plied the Atlantic trade routes for years, a reliable vessel under the command of Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs, a man respected for his skill and his prudence. Briggs, a seasoned mariner, was not one to take unnecessary risks. He was a family man, a husband and father, and his crew, though perhaps rough around the edges, were experienced sailors, men who knew the rhythms of the sea. On this particular voyage, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York City on November 7, 1872, bound for Genoa, Italy, laden with a cargo of 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol, a valuable commodity in those days. The voyage began uneventfully, the weather fair, the ship making good progress. Briggs, as was his custom, kept a meticulous log, noting the ship's position, the weather conditions, and any significant events. The entries were routine, detailing the daily life aboard ship, the changing winds, the passing of other vessels. There was nothing to suggest any trouble, no hint of the mystery that was about to unfold. Weeks passed, the Mary Celeste continuing her journey across the vast Atlantic. Then, on December 4th, 1872, a Canadian brigantine, the Dei Grazia, captained by David Morehouse, encountered a vessel adrift. It was the Mary Celeste. Captain Morehouse knew Briggs. They had met previously, shared meals, discussed the challenges of seafaring. He knew the Mary Celeste, recognized her distinctive lines. Something was amiss. A ship of that size, with sails set, should not be drifting aimlessly. It was a sight that made the hair on the back of his neck stand on end. As the Dei Grazia approached, Morehouse observed the Mary Celeste closely. Her sails were partially set, not fully unfurled, as if she had been caught mid-voyage, not in a storm, but in some kind of strange, suspended animation. There was no sign of distress, no flag signaling trouble. The ship looked seaworthy, her hull sound, her rigging intact, but there was no sign of life. Aboard the Dei Grazia, an unsettling silence descended. Morehouse, a man of considerable experience at sea, felt a chill despite the mildness of the weather. This was not just a ship lost at sea. This was something far more peculiar, something that defied easy explanation. He ordered a boat lowered and, with a mix of apprehension and morbid curiosity, he and a small crew boarded the Mary Celeste. The scene that greeted them was one of eerie tranquility. The ship was remarkably well preserved. Provisions, enough to last the crew for months, were neatly stowed in the galley. The cargo of alcohol was secure in the hold. Briggs's navigational instruments, essential tools for any voyage, lay untouched in his cabin. His personal belongings, his clothes, his journal, were all there. Even a half-finished game of chess sat on a table in the officers' mess, the pieces frozen in mid-play. But the crew, they were gone, vanished without a trace. Captain Briggs, his wife Sarah, their young daughter Sophia, and the 7 crew members, all absent. The only living creatures aboard were a cat, seemingly unconcerned by the ship's deserted state, lazily grooming itself on a coil of rope, and a few chickens pecking at spilled grain in a coop. The ship's logbook offered no answers, only mundane entries detailing the weather and the ship's position. The last entry, just days before, was unremarkable, giving no indication of any trouble, no hint of impending doom. It was as if the crew had simply evaporated. Morehouse and his men searched the ship meticulously, every nook and cranny. They found no sign of a struggle, no indication of violence. The ship's single lifeboat was missing, but its davit suggested it had been launched recently, not in a panic, but with some degree of order. A single sword, clean and unused, was discovered tucked under Briggs's bed. A strange detail, but ultimately insignificant. The mystery deepened with each passing moment. Why would a captain, a man of Briggs's experience and reputation, abandon his ship, leaving behind his wife, his child, his valuable cargo, and a wealth of supplies? Why would the crew desert the vessel, leaving everything behind? What could have possibly driven them to such a desperate act? The sun began to set, casting long, eerie shadows across the deserted deck. Morehouse felt a growing sense of unease, a feeling that he was in the presence of something unexplained. He knew, with a chilling certainty, that the Mary Celeste held secrets that the vast, silent ocean was determined to keep. And as the darkness deepened, so too did the mystery, shrouding the ship in an atmosphere of dread and unanswered questions. What had happened aboard the Mary Celeste? The sea held its breath, waiting. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of blood orange and deep violet, a stark contrast to the unsettling calm that gripped the Mary Celeste. Morehouse, his face etched with worry, knew they couldn't stay aboard the ghost ship much longer. Darkness at sea was a dangerous thing, and the Mary Celeste, with its secrets and its unsettling quiet, held an atmosphere that prickled the skin and quickened the pulse. The air itself seemed to hum with an unseen energy, a silent testament to the strange events that had transpired. But the questions, the gnawing, insistent questions, remained, swirling in his mind like the fog that sometimes rolled in from the sea. As the Dei Grazia took the Mary Celeste in tow, a sense of dread settled over Morehouse. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were not just towing a derelict ship, but dragging something else along with it, something unseen, something malevolent. He glanced back at the Mary Celeste, its dark silhouette outlined against the fading light. It looked less like a ship and more like a tomb, a floating mausoleum carrying secrets best left undisturbed. News of the abandoned ship, its intact cargo, and its missing occupants reached port after port, carried by the whispers of sailors and the sensational headlines of newspapers. The story of the Mary Celeste became an instant sensation, captivating the public imagination and fueling a frenzy of speculation. Theories, as numerous as the stars in the night sky, began to emerge, each one attempting to unravel the enigma of the Mary Celeste. Piracy, the most obvious explanation, was quickly dismissed. The ship's valuable cargo of alcohol remained untouched, a fact that baffled investigators. Pirates, driven by greed, would have surely seized such a prize, not left it to drift aimlessly on the ocean. It was as if the crew had vanished, leaving behind a treasure chest untouched. Mutiny, another possibility, also seemed unlikely. There was no sign of a struggle, no evidence of conflict. The crew's belongings were still on board, meticulously organized, suggesting a departure that was not rushed or violent, but rather deliberate. It was as if they had planned to leave, but had somehow failed to execute their plan. A rogue wave, a sudden and monstrous surge of water, could have swept the crew overboard, some suggested. But the ship itself showed no signs of storm damage, no indication of having weathered such a violent encounter. The Mary Celeste was sturdy, yes, but no ship, no matter how well built, could withstand the full force of a rogue wave without showing some signs of its passage. A waterspout, a swirling vortex of wind and water, could have plucked the crew from the deck, others theorized. But again, there was no physical evidence to support such a claim. Waterspouts left a distinct mark, a trail of debris, a disruption of the sea's surface. The Mary Celeste bore none of these. More fanciful explanations also arose, fueled by the public's fascination with the unknown. Sea monsters, giant squids, or other mythical creatures lurking in the depths were blamed by some. A curse, perhaps a dark omen that had befallen the ship and its crew, was whispered by others. The whispers grew louder, fueled by superstition and fear. The Mary Celeste, they said, was haunted, cursed by some ancient sea god. Even the notion of alien abduction, a concept that would gain traction in later years, was put forward by a few, a testament to the human desire to find answers, even in the most outlandish of places. But as time passed and no concrete evidence surfaced, these theories began to feel inadequate, like grasping at straws in the face of an unfathomable mystery. The truth, it seemed, was as elusive as the vanished crew themselves. The Mary Celeste became a symbol of the unknown, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that the sea holds close. It became a legend, a ghost story whispered in sailors' taverns, a tale that continues to fascinate and intrigue to this day. But there was more to the story, a detail that had been overlooked, a clue that had been hidden in plain sight. Among Briggs's belongings, a small, leather-bound journal was discovered. It wasn't the ship's log, but a personal diary, filled with Briggs's private thoughts and observations. The entries were mundane at first, detailing the usual routines of shipboard life. But as the voyage progressed, a subtle shift occurred in Briggs's writing. He began to mention strange dreams, vivid and disturbing visions of shadowy figures and whispering voices. He wrote of an unsettling feeling, a sense of being watched, a growing unease that he couldn't explain. In the final entry, just days before the ship was discovered adrift, Briggs wrote of a discovery, something he had found in the ship's hold, something that had shaken him to his core. He didn't describe what it was, only that it was ancient, powerful, and terrifying. He wrote that he feared for his crew, for his family, for his own sanity. He ended the entry with a chilling sentence. The sea has awakened. This journal entry, this hidden clue, changed everything. It suggested that the crew's disappearance was not a random event, but something far more deliberate, something far more sinister. It hinted at a secret, a dark secret that had been hidden within the Mary Celeste, a secret that had ultimately sealed the fate of its crew. What was it that Briggs had found in the hold? What ancient, powerful, and terrifying object had he disturbed? And what did he mean by the sea has awakened? The mystery of the Mary Celeste took a new, even more chilling turn. It wasn't just a story of a vanished crew. It was a story of something ancient, something malevolent, something that had reached out from the depths of the sea to claim its own. The Mary Celeste, a ship of ghosts, became more than just a legend. It became a warning of the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be unleashed. And as the sun sets on this tale, a new question arises. What other secrets are waiting to be awakened? Don't forget to subscribe to Starborn Secrets for more chilling explorations into the unexplained. We'll delve deeper into the mysteries of the Mary Celeste and other haunting tales from the fringes of reality. Join us, if you dare, as we uncover the secrets that lie hidden in the shadows. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because the truth, like the ocean itself, is vast, deep, and full of unimaginable terrors.